Comment Gamer here to do the History of Autism Part 3. Um, After that lobotomies were illegal to do to people with autism, we were institutionalized for a while. A lot of us were institutionalized, like that dated movie of the first um, episode of the first movie of autism of Rain Man. That movie's sort of dated now, but it was good at the time. It's a step in the right direction, but it's dated now. And um, uh, that showed the institutionalization of what happened to us. We used to be taken. But by the 80s, a lot of institutions were being shut down, and a lot of people on the spectrum uh, were put into smaller ones, but they weren't taken away from like families anymore, like if you were young. By the 90s, there was more advocacy to shut down more, and in the 1979, they had the Inclusive Education Act in the area where I live in the world, that they had IPPs. And then in the 80s, they were trying to make it more inclusive, and then by the 90s, people with autism went in the regular classroom with everyone else and had a EPA or a learning center teacher with them. And but first they need to get a diagnosis, and then the school to teach thing. And yeah, um, and the history of autism of famous people, ones that I think deserve to be recognized, is um, first they said that Beethoven was on the spectrum, even though he had hearing loss. It's probably from all the sympathies he did, uh, and oh yeah, Wolfgang Mozart. They said that he was on the spectrum. He made a lot of good music, classical music that makes me feel relaxed and calm. And another historical figure just said that autism, uh, they think some of the resistant artists had autism. And one that everyone knows, another historical figure now, Albert Einstein, later diagnosis, um, because I heard stories from what happened to him at school, and how certain subjects, it looked like he wasn't paying attention, but he really was. Eventually they kicked him out of school when he was 13. But now you don't have to worry. That is not allowed to happen. It's against the law for a school to do that. Just because a student looks like they're dazed and they kick them out of school for that, that's like being discriminatory. The only time they would remove you from school if you were like a danger risk to yourself and to others, but they would continually try to give you an education by giving you help and supports. But yeah, I'm just want to tell you the history of autism and some historical figures that deserve to be recognized. And yeah, like Wolfgang Mozart. And yeah, uh, autism has been around since the beginning of humans, but they didn't get discovered until around the late 20s, early 30s by the Dr. Asperger's in Germany. Germany was the first country to discover autism um, but we've learned a lot and we got a long ways to go because the systems, well, that's the end. I'll do another history of autism next week, part 4 of my 4-part History of Autism series for Autism Month. I hope you have a good day, night, evening when you're watching this video, and you are loved, and treat people with autism that are an adult, treat us like adults when we are adult. I'll go more into that next week.